I'm Ben Bishon, Associate Professor of Political Science at UC Riverside. The Republican Party today, most of them, the Tea Party in particular, has a structural advantage in that in their ideal world, we would see much less government involvement in everyday society. And so their goal really is to stop things from happening, to prevent things from happening. And while at times they may seem uninformed, our government was designed by the founders to make it difficult to make things happen and to facilitate the lives of those who want to prevent change from happening. Now, the irony is that the policy they most oppose is the Affordable Health Care Act, Obamacare. It is being implemented now, regardless of the current budget. It doesn't require funding from this budget in order to be implemented. And so, in some ways, it's kind of a waste of time from the perspective of if their goal is to stop Obamacare, they are not going to be effective. In my book, Tyranny of the Minority, one of the things I talk about is how and when intense minorities are able to achieve their policy objectives and why they are able to do so in some circumstances and not in others. And the basic answer is that politicians gain disproportionate benefits by appealing to citizens that feel very strongly about things. Usually they tap into some aspect of how individuals see themselves, their social identifications. The reason that legislators are free to take actions that we view as extreme is because they don't have to worry about facing an electoral challenge from a Democrat. In most of these districts, Republicans are a solid majority of the voters, and so then their question is, how do we maximize our support among these voters? And the answer is that we move farther and farther to the right, because the people who are going to show up in primaries are the people who feel most strongly. And in many of these districts, those are now the Tea Party faction. I don't think the Republicans are risking all that much. I think I disagree with many of my colleagues who see otherwise. You're absolutely right. Inequality is at record levels, at least for recent history. But let's keep in mind that this fight is at least nominally about repealing Obamacare, which will do more to make the lives of the poor better than any piece of legislation we've seen in 30 plus years. The American people don't like economic inequality, but they don't connect that with the Affordable Health Care Act. They don't see that as a policy that is directly designed to address some of these issues. They're not aware that the biggest financial calamity that most people face is because they lack health care, they have some major medical emergency that bankrupts them. The answer to this problem is going to have to come from the 20 or so moderate Republicans who are going to, once they feel enough pressure, they will, I think, go to the Republican Party and say, hey, we've got to resolve this because this is just killing us.